Up Culture Live. And then it's like, how's everybody doing? On Monday, October 4th. Man, this month, it is a trip how fast it seemingly this last year went. Guys, make sure you guys say what's up. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. This is Shop Culture. This is the pop-up. Ryan, Dave, what's up, brother? Your boy is in a better mood. Well, I'm in an all right mood. Okay, first off, the Mariners, man. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a big time baseball fan. And what a year. Hats off. Carmen, how you living, Carmen? Carmen, I'm glad you're on here because Carmen came in today. Doc, what's up, Doc? How you living? Carmen came in today and I'm gonna touch on the R.Kelly thing. Me and Miss Carmen were talking about the R.Kelly, so we're gonna have to touch on that. Doc, shit came out Saturday. You told me you were coming out. You didn't. Shout out to my homegirl Bianca. She had a birthday party for the ages over at the suite in Bellevue, man. It was active. And there was a couple things. It got active, and you can always tell when you're getting older in life, right? Because it got a little live. And usually back in the day, I would have been there all night. But when it started getting a little wild, I went home. Went home early. So I called it a night. The maturity. Oh my goodness. But it was fun. I wanted to thank her for having me out there. That was dope. Yeah, Ryan, it was disappointing, the Mariner game. Oh, we were so close. I swear this franchise. Oh, goodness. But hey, man, it gave it a good run. We have a lot of young talent. So next year, hopefully, because we know baseball is a year-to-year type of thing. Anything can happen. Look at the Padres. And then, of course, we got the Seahawks who won last night or yesterday. They got a tough one Thursday night. So we'll see, guys. It's what the Hawks are gonna be week to week. I don't know. They still got some weaknesses secondary wise. Offensive, just long stretches of inactivity. Man, the good thing about it, my fantasy is doing good. So hey, well, in one league though, I'm terrible in. I shouldn't even probably be playing. I hate to say I'm in last place on one of them, but the rest of it was good. Real quickly, guys, thank you guys again for tuning in. This is the pop-up. We got the show tomorrow at 8:30. Make sure you guys tune in. We got some good stuff coming up. And real quickly, though, I wanted to touch on if you guys have been on the Shop Culture Live group, it's been popular. It's been active. And we want to thank you guys, me, Nick Jones, the Doc, all of us want to thank you guys for being a part of that and chiming in. And some good dialogue and conversation. R.Kelly thing, guys. I'm struggling with this. And it's a couple reasons why I'm struggling with it. I just was assuming that more people would be on board with what had happened in terms of him getting thrown under the bus or thrown under the jail, excuse me. And yet, to my amazement, that people are again think they're like, yeah, he's a pervert, he's nasty, but they're more upset with the system, and they're saying, well, if he was white, if he was something else, or this and that, which surprises me because to me isn't that a mute point at this point? This man should have really, I would even say the system failed these young women and men a long time ago. And to me, it's more an indictment about the system when it comes to money. Because really, if you have money, it seems like the system works in your favor. From Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, of course. Some of y'all, we can even say Michael Jackson, even though I don't think Michael Jackson was guilty of bad judgment. But again, isn't it more about money? So, what's up, Tasha? Maybe Tasha, can you help me out with this R.Kelly thing? And so I had made a post, and I had said that Ryan said dollars make sense. Unfortunately, yes, it does. And so I had made it. I made a comment which I thought was pretty, because I was upset because this man, I don't give a damn, black, white, whatever. What he did was disgusting. It was just, I mean, it's fascinating in my mind that even that people, and it's not just one person. I'm not going to say that. We were talking about it here in the barbershop, and how many men and women kind of came to his defense. And then they changed around and said, well, because of the system. Well, we know that the system basically railroaded. No, he got off a long time ago because he really should have went under the jail when he married Aaliyah. That's what really should have happened. And yet he was still able to get away with that and continue on doing more. People, that is trying. Think about how many lives that he has ruined. It's just, and so when I wrote that, even I was surprised when I wrote that because I had a couple comments. Let me see. What's up? How y'all doing? And Tasha says, as a victim of child molestation, I have no comment, but justice was served. Man, absolutely. I think it was served, but it was served too late. And I would also say, what's really sad about it, even I'll even talk about in the black community, sometimes when this stuff is going on, because we have, unfortunately, some of us have family members that have done this, doing this, and we keep it in-house. And we not really thinking about the victims. We're thinking about, we joke about it, among the family members about what's going on with this kind of stuff. Don't leave such and such with uncle, whatever, or auntie, or whoever the case might be. And we kind of joke about it, but this is serious. And it's really sad. It's really sad that I'm not going. It's almost like we're okay with it, and that's the sad part about it. I know we talked about it. We've been talking about the R.Kelly thing for a while, and I was the first. My stance has always been is, man, I can't support the brother. I can't. And people are talking about he's a musical genius. And then when I say this, though, this will always be the counter argument to when I say this. Well, if he was white, I don't care. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this guy. I'm not supporting this dude. And if I find out somebody else is doing it, I probably won't support that either. Should it matter, skin tone, when crimes against innocent victims are going on? Is that the counter argument? Or am I going to also, another argument is about the system. I know the system is flawed. We all know that. But I'd be damned if I'm going to put that, I'm going to stand behind R.Kelly, Bill Cosby, those type of people when it comes to talking about flawed system. That's just me. Okay. Let's get on. I'm sorry, guys. Let's get on to a couple of... Anthony, what's up, brother? How you living, man? Mr. Toomer. Hey, Anthony, we need you to suit up Thursday, right or left corner, and be shut down. My man Anthony Toomer need to be playing for the Hawks. He gets mad probably every time I tell him that. The man can play. We need you out there. Anthony says, Anthony, you made a hell of a point. Yes, and I'm with you on that. Can we talk about how the black community is somewhat responsible for allowing this man to operate with impunity for years? Absolutely right. And I'll go a step farther. Are we, as a community, even more guilty when we still play his music? Are we still showing support when we play his stuff? When you hear Step in the Name of Love and we stepping and dancing and teeth showing, bumping and grinding, are we guilty too of that? And I put my hand up because I'm with you because I'm guilty of it. I don't, even when I did make that statement, because I made it loud and clear. But recently I was in the car, I ain't gonna lie, R.Kelly came on, all of a sudden, actually my son was in the car. We both, listening to it, and yeah. So, yes, Anthony, his handlers, us as a whole community is guilty. And, and let's be honest about it, people. We've been knowing this has been going on. We've been hearing these rumors, since 96, 95, some of us? We heard the rumors. And when you hear those type of rumors, more than likely those are true. There's truth behind that. There's some truth behind when you hear rumors about behaviors. All right, guys, let's get on to some more of these comments. Guys, and thanks again, man, for joining in, talking on the pop-up shop culture. Man. Let's see here. Ant said, I appreciate you, bro, so much, family. Means the world to me every time you say it. Yes, I do say it, man. And you're a real one, brother. And much respect and love your way, man. When I see, brothers like Ant who taking care of his children and outstanding father, and he's just one of many in our community that, we don't say enough about, I don't think. Because a lot of us are great fathers, but we don't do it for recognition. We care less about it. But a lot of times, though, unfortunately, it's the negativity that kind of shadows, right, us as black males sometimes. When it comes to fatherhood or it comes to violence, shootings, or black businesses or things of that sort. So, anyways, I want to get on my soapbox a little, so sorry, guys. Yes, definitely we have allowed this man to rape our community and people still supporting him. How I don't understand how we support this devil. He's evil human being. Evil is evil. Absolutely. Yes, and yes. The thing about it, though, unfortunately, is that we make excuses for bad behavior. We see something going on, and we're like, well, you know what? We ain't gonna snitch. But are we getting past that point now? As a community? Are we getting tired of because when I would say if you're doing a crime in front of me, then you're not respecting me, right? Because you're putting me in a situation. If you want to do your dirt or whatever you need to do, shouldn't you do that among yourselves? But people like R.Kelly or people that commit these crimes, these heinous acts, they do it in front of other people. And then they get away with it because they give these people money. Because I've also heard the argument that, well, what about the victim's parents? They knew about it. Isn't that a slippery slope? Should we blame the parents too? Tasha says, once you understand the context of his music is nauseating. It is. Especially when you know that the lyrics that he's speaking about underage children, women, well, and men too, boys too. This man was sick. He's a sick individual. Trauma. And we on Shop Culture, we touch on trauma. Me as a 40-something-year-old something really has to think about trauma and the effects trauma have. And I know just from a personal level, and I've been fortunate I haven't had to deal with things like this. But I can imagine, because I have trauma just from stuff that I would probably consider basic stuff. I have trauma from. So then you bring this individual and what he's done to the count. They're saying victims, approximately over 100 some victims. That is a lot of trauma. This man legacy, and we call it legacy, but this what he disrupted, and to stand behind this or that, or to even bring in other matters besides the harm that this man has done, I don't know, man. I just think that it's disturbing. Sometimes it's beyond this black and white, beyond race type of thing, people. What happened to right and wrong? Let's get on to some of the comments. And guys, thank you guys for tuning in. This is, as you guys know, the pop-up. Getting ready for tomorrow's show. Guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 8:30. Let's see here. And if I missed your comment, guys, we are going to comment. I might miss it, but you know what? We're going to get to it. All right. Miss Tasha says, if they are wealthy, we definitely make excuses. Kobe's a hero, but he was a cheater. Kevin Hart also a cheater. And so many who could be bought. Well, Tasha, point made, and I understand that. He's a hero. But this is what I always say. There is a human element to things that are favorable. What Kobe did to some extent, right, is a little different than an R.Kelly situation. Now, I can admire somebody for their athletic skills. Kobe was an outstanding basketball player. But I never considered Kobe Bryant a saint. I never considered Kobe Bryant to be my moral compass. And us as parents, we should always teach our children that, yes, you can admire somebody's their athletic or acting or singing skills, but that's where it stops. I don't expect these people to be my moral compass, though. Now, excusing like somebody like R.Kelly, because R.Kelly and Kobe, there's a difference. I'm sorry, Facebook user. I don't see the name. I'm sorry. StreamYard. If I don't see your name or something, just put your maybe name underneath that, or it's someplace in the comment. I don't mean to not give you the credit, or because I always say, man, I appreciate people for taking the time out of their day or schedule, whatever, when they watch Shop Culture Live and watch these pop-ups to to comment. It means a lot. So if I don't say your name, please put your name in there. So let's see here. The problem is, as a community, we don't support each other enough, period. We put our stars on pedestals like they can do no wrong. And we aren't empathetic to our victims because we don't want our stars to make us as a community look bad. And that's the fact, bro. Interesting. That's interesting. He said the problem is as a community we don't support each other. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I almost think we expect the most out of our celebrities as a community. We expect them to do the most outside of what their skill set is. They're a singer, this or that. They got to be also the messiah of all of us. They got to speak for all of us. Their views have to align with all of us. So I almost think that that's kind of a pattern we also have to get out of, though, right? And I think it starts with us as parents when we're talking, or talking about celebrities with our children or with young people. And we have to always emphasize is that, yes, it is good that you enjoy, like I said, their athletic skill set, their singing skill set, but that's their skill set. That is it. There are other people in life, right, that I want my son or daughter to emulate. It was not going to be a singer, not going to be, quarterback of the Seahawks. By the way, my favorite player in the NFL, by the way, Mr. Russell Wilson, of course. Anyways, that's just my take on that. I do agree with what you're saying is we are empathetic to our victims. Absolutely. Because even in this R.Kelly situation, there's very little talk about the victims. And the victims should be the story here. What are we doing to support them? Instead, I always feel and I always seem to hear, because even if you go back, look at the comments on Shop Culture Live. And listen, and everybody, we value everybody's opinion on it. I ain't gonna lie, I was a little taken back by it. I just thought there would be more people outraged. Because the comparison in the meme was, I believe it was Elvis in his situation. I'm like, okay, we know the system is flawed. We know there's people. Stop looking over there. Take care of what's in front of us. Be empathetic to the victims in our community right now. That's what I was hoping to hear a little bit more. All right. Somebody said, there's nonsense of him being the only one convicted in the conspiracy to pimp sex trafficking. Okay. Okay, he's not the only one. Does that change? What does that change, though, by saying that? I don't think it changes anything. Explain that more. Chris, what's up, brother? If you need a house, check out my man Chris. Selling a lot of houses. The market is good. Chris says he's going to snitch on other celebrities that are, yep, that do the same thing Mr. R.Kelly does. So he's going to snitch. And I do think that I heard that or I read that, and I think he will do that. And it'd be interesting. And you know what? Holly weird, whatever the case might be, bring them all to justice. Listen, I'm not gonna lose any sleep if more is found out, more convicted. Then they need to go to jail. There's no problem with that. Black, white, women. I mean, there's some other rumors that some women might have been doing some other stuff with underage young men too. If it comes out that a female celebrity was messing with a young man that was underage, do you think it should be handled the same? Do you look at it the same way? I think if a woman does it, she should be, and she's found convicted, it should be the same sentencing. Because, as we know in our society, we don't take it the same, right? will nudge the person, the victim. If he said he's, slept with somebody who was older and he was underage, we'll nudge him and, well, yeah, it's bad, but good job, bro. Which is unfortunate, because it's wrong. The impact it has on that young man's life, right? So he's not mentally ready for those type of experiences. Said Facebook user says, I'll be willing to bet that the victims are in the thousands. He literally was operating out front in the open. Yeah, you know what? I read something and they said it could be up to over close to 5,000. Now I don't know how you could get with that number. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying that it's just crazy. Like I said, that's crazy. Crazy. Think about that. If that was even close to, oh my goodness, 4 or 5 is a lot. We're talking about thousands of victims. Oh my goodness. Exactly. R.Kelly is sick and got everything he deserved. Absolutely. And guys, this is the pop up. And guys, we are going to go until I have it on a timer. So if it cuts out, then you guys know, hey, we're out of business. But I want to try to get as many in as possible. Thank you guys for tuning in. Tasha says, are we comparing molestation to cheating? I wasn't comparing it. I think you brought that up. Because I don't see the comparison in that. If you want to elaborate on it, more than welcome to. William, what's up, brother? He said Charles Marx said it right back in the day. I'm not a role model. I agree. But I think it's important though that as. But you know what? I will say, celebrities do try to portray. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Let's get here. I'm back, guys. So let's get up to. I'm gonna try to get through some of these comments. Tasha, I respect that, B. Okay. Ryan says, "What's the difference with R. Kelly and Michael Jackson?" Well, interesting. And this is in my. Wasn't one convicted? One was guilty and convicted. The other one was a civil case. I just don't and I don't have no strong facts behind it. I'm just going on a vibe, and I don't know the man. I'm just going for me. I don't view R.Kelly and Michael Jackson the same. I really don't. I think Michael Jackson, there were some other issues in pertaining to growing up that he wasn't allowed to be a child himself. And I think it was more of a playful thing. I just don't see him having that sexual type of vibe like a R. Kelly did. I could be wrong. I'm just saying for me, guys. I will say Michael Jackson, to me, was guilty of bad judgment. Bad judgment, and it was known he did sleep in the bed with the boys, some boys. So bad judgment. The grown man should be in the, absolutely. So that's kind of my take on that. Guys, what are your thoughts about it? Do you guys view, because I think that's a good question, do you guys view Michael Jackson, R. Kelly in the same light? Tasha says, I just feel blacks overlook things when a person has power, money, or position. Strong point there, Tasha. I would say that I think that's more of a general, not just within our community. I think that in our community it is a little bit of a difference, but I will say that that's just society. Society looks at that. I mean, you look at the Kennedys, you look at all types of different people that's been in power that has been feel like they're empowered to just do whatever. So that's why when people say it's the system, I say the system correct, but I also say that if you have money, right? And I almost think if you have money, it doesn't necessarily just is dependent on race with that. That's always been kind of my argument. This is a great comment. The system is made for rich people to use and abuse people. All of a sudden, people want to make examples out of black men. Our system is so racist. Tyler, Bill Cosby, and R. Kelly is the only ones we hear about. Now, are the ones we hear about now. Yeah. There will be some more coming up. Things will come up. But again, I will go back to what your first part of that statement is, and this is what I agree with. The system is made for rich people or people that have money because they're able to buy a lot of things, including the law. I mean, we can go up and down from the O.J. Simpson trial to all. So again, these are when you have money, right? The rules are different. Trust me, I know, Barry. No difference to me. One is abuser, and so is the other. The music has nothing to do with the sickness. They both have. Okay. And listen, I'm not going to disagree or argue with that point because, like I said, I think they definitely, they both have some illnesses. So it's never looked at the same. Just look at the teachers who get caught doing that stuff. William Mark. Yes, and what's really interesting is it's like it seems like more and more women teachers are getting caught having sex with underage young men or boys. And it is not viewed upon the same. So it's an interesting dynamic, but it's a dynamic that is happening and that needs to be dealt with. So guys, there's a lot of comments there, and thank you again for tuning in. This is the pop-up. Once again, make sure you guys tune in tomorrow at 8:30 for Shop Culture the show. And once again, we always want to thank you guys for being a part of this and be a part of the live group. If you're not part of it, definitely join Shop Culture Live, the group page. When you're watching the show, it's so important. I always want to emphasize this if I could. Guys, make sure that you go to Shop Culture, the business page. or you watch it from Shop Culture, the live group page. And then also, guys, we want to do something now. We want you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So we're starting to have more people watching from there. We're eventually going to kind of move over from Facebook. We're going to go on to YouTube. And then on the YouTube page, we're going to have some more stuff going in, some other parts of Shop Culture. We have some surprises coming up and some things we're moving in on. And guys, again, man, we're so appreciative of you guys being a part of this. Again, we started from the bottom, and we're growing. We're growing a little bit. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Remember, tomorrow at 8:30. And you guys can continue the conversation. There's a lot going on. I see a lot of comments. Sorry, guys, I wasn't able to read them all. Brother, getting a little lazy. I'm old. And Anthony Toomer, man, the last part of it, Shop Culture. I didn't want to make the announcement just yet, Toom, but we got Shop Culture the Sports coming soon. You know that's going to be on point. When you got Anthony Toomer, who should be out there, down there, playing on Thursday night. And talk to me, man. Why aren't you suiting up Thursday? We need you. Anyways, man, guys, thanks again. Tuning in, Shop Culture. You know what it is.